What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blueclouds TV. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Football Minutes Live on Blueclouds Media. It's another beautiful day again. I welcome all of you to Blueclouds Media Sports. And what do we have today? Like I said, welcome to Blueclouds Media Sports. Football Minutes Live on Blueclouds Media is a show that brings you all the football talks and everything you can discuss or you can talk about regarding Chelsea Football Club and the transfer rumors right here on Blueclouds Media. And today's episode, we'll be discussing Chelsea's transfer strategy, examining their focus on signing young players like David Washington, Cole Palmer, Santos, Kendrick Pierce, and many have you. We're also pursuing the experience as they also pursue the experienced strikers like Victor Osimhen. We'll also analyze the potential benefits and drawback of this approach and discuss how it aligns with the club's long-term strategy. As just as you guys know, Chelsea are in for all kind of young players, and we're going to look into it and see how the benefit, how it's going to help the football club in today's episode. So do not go anywhere. Stay tuned. Grab yourself something, and we'll be right back in a second. Welcome back again, beautiful people. Welcome back to Football Minutes Live on Blueclouds Media. Stephen and I are here, and we will take you guys through the next half an hour. I tried not to make it too long, so just half an hour will be okay with our live discussions, unless something else happens. If not, we'll keep it at half an hour of it. Stephen, welcome to the show again, Stephen.
Yeah, another day, another stream.
Yeah, another day, another stream, Steven. Not so sure of you. How you doing?
Just really tired, to be honest. I've been up because my sleep schedule's so messed up. I've been up since the very early hours. So if I sound tired, just bear with me, guys.
Not just you. I'm also tired myself, but you know what? We still have to do something.
Yeah, but you're like, what, 6 hours behind me on time?
Yeah, 6 hours.
I've
5 hours.
Been up for like 13 hours. So
yeah. All right. So headlines. Today's topic is all about why Chelsea buying so many players. Chelsea are reportedly among the potential suitors for AC Milan wonderkid Francesco Camarda, and also Carlo Ancelotti. Real Madrid manager Carlo Ancelotti believes that Victor Osimhen is the right striker choice for Chelsea Football Club. I don't know what you guys make of it, or I don't know what Stephen make of it, but we will sit down, Stephen and I will sit down as we host this show together, have our view and discuss the reasons, the benefits of Chelsea buying so many players, and what's the theory? What's behind it? why Chelsea are buying so many players into the football club. Apparently, another new player has been heavily linked with Chelsea Football Club. Stephen will tell you every player that is young and playing very well, wherever planet you are, if Chelsea sees you and see potential in you, they'll definitely bring you to the football club. And now, Francesco Camarda, who recently played in the Milan derby, came on and scored for Milan, has been linked heavily with Chelsea Football Club. But we will start from Chelsea. Why Chelsea pursuing so many young players? Stephen, what's your thoughts on it? I have my thoughts, but I want to know your thoughts on that. Then I'll jump in.
Yeah, my thoughts are quite straightforward on it. I think we've self-reported the issues to prevent us getting in any more trouble and making it look like that new owners are complicit because obviously they get access to all the finances and stuff like that. So I think they've self-reported to prevent the FA and UEFA and the Premier League and all them sort of governing bodies and that going, well, once you became owners, even sort of before that, in the process of all the due diligence and all that stuff, you sort of had access to at least some of the finances. So technically, you're complicit because you hid it. So I think that's why they've self-reported. But we know that they set aside, I think it was 100 million for potential fines for these things that they flagged up. But I think that they are expecting us to get a transfer ban, and that's why they're going to be signing young players. And obviously, there'll be a couple of experienced players, Ivan Toney or Victor Osimhen, maybe one or two others in there as well. But I think part of it is stock up on loads of young talent. Because take Gendry Pires, for example, right? He's 16 now. I think we signed him when he was 15, but he's 16 now. He can't join until he's 18 because legally he can't move country unless his parents like move jobs or something. I think it is. But other than that, he's not legally allowed to come over here to join us. So take him for example. He can't join us for 2 years. Then he'll have probably a couple of loan spells. So that's already 4 years. By which point your Enzos, your Gallaghers, your Caicedos, they'll be sort of mid to late 20s. So Pires will be one of the next bunch of players coming through, basically. Because at that point, he'll be about 20 years old. Because obviously 16 now, can't join until he's 18. 1 or 2 loans, takes him to about 20, 21 years old. Same goes for a couple of other players. I mean, Washington, I think, 18 or 19 as well. But yeah, we're signing a lot of young players, but the reasoning makes sense. Because even if you don't look at it from the perspective of a potential transfer ban, and this is another way that I've thought of it, right?
Yeah.
And I can't remember if we've discussed it or I've mentioned it on the streams before. By us getting what are deemed arguably the best young players in the world for their age groups, yeah, what that does is it gets the level of the players at Cobham to raise their game, and then the players we're bringing in consequently raise their game again, and then there's constant battle, so they're constantly pushing each other to improve. The ones that don't make a grade get sold on for profit, and the ones that are deemed good enough obviously get their chances in the first team. So it's not just a case of future-proofing ourselves for if we get transfer bans and stuff like that, but it's also helping our academy because you strengthen the academy by having competition for places as you do the first team.
Right.
So take Gendry Pires, right? Say he joins us when he's 18, maybe we keep him here for 6 months and then we loan him out for the back end of the season, right? So say for those 6 months, even though he's 18, we've seen how high a level he's playing at. He's already getting international caps for his country, yeah? Age 16. So he's obviously already to a very high level. So even though he'll be 18, he'll probably come in and for those 6 months probably be with our under 21 squad. And he's pushing under 21s then to raise their game. And then if they can't make the grade, they get sold. So there's multiple things to it. There's the aspect of improving Cobham because the levels obviously go up through competition. And there's also the aspect of the potential transfer ban. So sort of protecting the future of the club, right? You get the young players in now. You obviously protect yourself for if a ban comes. You've then got these players already in, and that problem's completely solved.
All right. So thank you very much, Stephen. This is what my theory and what I see right now with football and why Chelsea prioritizing young players and bringing in young players to the football club. You know, we all know football is not what it used to be back in the years anymore. Football owners go in and buy football club for profit. Profit is one of the main things. Money is now one of the main things owners involved or invest a lot into football. Now, football club is business and they need profit. Seeking business, they're also seeking businessmen in getting involved. Also, there's so many opportunities like understanding the smart way of running football. They buy these young players, they put them on 7 to 8 years contract. For most reason, if these players develop in the future and they're very successful, if they don't get a chance to play for Chelsea, the other football clubs like Real Madrid, other football clubs like Barcelona will get involved. And if they spend 25 million, 20 million, 80 million on these players, tell me, by 7, 8 years time, if these players develop very well, they get game time like Angelo is doing outside Chelsea
Strasbourg.
right now. Strasbourg, he's doing very, very well outside Chelsea. Angelo could be a guy who will be edging towards the 60 million or 50 million, in my opinion, because he's playing very, very well in the French league. Or I mean, I'm just using that money to be as an example of what I'm trying to say. Like maybe 15, Chelsea spent 10 million or 15 million on Angelo. Now, because of his performance development, next time he comes to Chelsea, if he doesn't make it at Chelsea, we already got history on him. He's been playing very well in Europe. He can get a chance to play for other football club. Chelsea can send him for 45 million or whatever. They get profit from these players. And also the academy young players can also come in, and then also they can make money from it. So it's all about business. And I do understand lots of young players. And just like you said, you also said regarding maybe they're smelling something could happen to the club, which can stop them. Which can stop the club from Chelsea Football Club from signing players for maybe 1 or 2 seasons. So if that happened, they have lots of players away, lots of young players, homegrown players, foreign-based players. Which I was reading, you and I were reading something regarding how many players that Chelsea can send out on loan, which they have to be 7 international players,
International loans.
international players,
not international players, international loans.
International loans, international loans at the same time. So meaning that players that are coming from outside or going away from the football club to, going away from England to other football clubs internationally.
So at the moment, just so that everyone's aware of where we are on that.
Right.
At the moment, all 7 international slots are taken up. So we've got Angelo at Strasbourg. We've got Moreira at, I think it's Lyon he's at. But he's only played about 75 minutes since joining Lyon on deadline day. So he's a potential candidate to get recalled.
But
we've got
Steven, I'm not going to cut you off. Is it Fabio Grosso? Fabio Grosso, or whatever his name is. The Lyon coach has been fired today. Earlier, a couple hours ago, he's been fired.
He's the second coach to be fired by them in the last 3 months. They've sacked 2 coaches in 3 months. And people thought we sacked managers regularly.
Lyon has fired 3 coaches in just 4 months. Good
Two
luck. I think
coaches
that
in
could be the
3
reason
months.
why there's no consistency. And if you send a player to Lyon for development, it's never going to happen because there's no consistency over there. The philosophy keep changing every 2-3 months. Go ahead, Steven.
Yeah, so what I was saying is obviously Dacho Fofana's at Union Berlin. We've got Angelo at Strasbourg, Moreira at Lyon. So that's already 3 slots. You've got Ziyech at Galatasaray. You've got Lukaku on loan at Roma. You've got Slonina that Upan team. And then you've got, who didn't I mention?
Did you
Kepa, Real
Kepa
Madrid.
also in Real Madrid?
Yeah. So there your 7 international loans. So unless we recall one of them, and if we're to recall anyone at the moment, obviously it's looking like it'd be Moreira for obvious reasons of lack of minutes. I mean, he's had a lack of minutes, but he's still played more minutes than what Santos has played at Forest. But yeah, if we were to recall any of our international loans, you'd imagine it have to be Moreira unless he suddenly starts getting game time under this new coach in the next month or so. And then maybe we can use that to send out another player out instead.
That's crazy. So I've just mentioned the reason why we are. If you're just joining us live over here on the channel, let me see if there are any comments. Okay, there are no comments so far. If you're just joining us live here on the channel, we're discussing the reason behind why Chelsea are signing so many young players, and we are putting two and two together. That will really make sense. One, business wise, it's very very important bringing in young players. If you can remember back in the days when Roman Abramovich was in charge with Chelsea Football Club, Chelsea ended up spending numerous amounts of money on ready-made players, 60 million for Fernando Torres, a whole lot of money, a whole lot of money. Some of the players did not live up to expectations, and a lot of them I can even
Shevchenko.
mention Shevchenko, Andrei Shevchenko, who was the owner's, choice. The owner have to bring in his own player because he likes Shevchenko. One of them.
There's a parody that someone done about that deal. I'll have to send it to you later if I can find it. It's so funny.
Okay, all right. So a whole lot of deals that were. Gonzalo Higuain was one of them. Alvaro Morata was also one of them. Lots of strikers, lots of number nines, lots of defenders. Alex also came in. He played
To
his
be
part.
fair,
It didn't last long.
Morata, when he came in, he was scoring quite a lot of goals, and then he got injured, and it just completely went downhill.
Went down.
But when he came in, like to begin with, he was on fire, if I remember rightly. And then he got injured, and it went downhill.
So these are some of the reasons why we are discussing why Chelsea are pursuing young players and the reason behind it. So if there is, let's should say, Chelsea gets sanction with Chelsea Football Club could not bring in young players for 2 seasons, that means that they can rely
Any
more on
players.
these lots of numbers of young players away from the football club. They can call them back so they don't have to worry so much trying to bring in. And also it fits into the financial fair play. They're right on, but they're not breaching financial fair play. Everything they're doing now, it's right in the spotlight. A lot of people were arguing, were saying, why were Chelsea doing this? And they were doing things against FFP. No, it's not against FFP. Even West Ham United have done the same thing with the current. Is it Jeremy Bowen or whatever they call him? It's
Jared Bowen.
Jerry Bowen's recent contract. He's given, I think, about 6 years on his new contract. So it works either way. The
But
player is
people
also
won't
good.
talk about it because of it's not a new signing, and it's also not Chelsea. So
That's
it
right.
won't get spoken about as much.
Absolutely. No one is talking about it because he's been with the football club. But then his contract renewal, he had 6 years on the contract, which it helps the player himself and it helps the football club. But it's everything you do in this world, there's pros and cons, negative and positives. The positive is if he gets stuck, if he get injured, it's not progressing, it's not playing well, the club has to take the L. It's the same thing with Chelsea. Chelsea own is much more better in the sense that they're not spending so much money, huge money on these youngsters. They are potential signings that, in the sense that in the future they'll develop and help the football club.
Mm-hmm.
That is it. So it's not too much going into it. More or less spending 60, 70 million and giving the player 8 years or 6 years contract at the football club, and it end up does not perform, it's not playing very well, or should in case maybe you brought in a Timo Werner, you spent, or maybe a Kai Havertz, you brought in a Kai Havertz, you spent 70 million on Kai Havertz, you're giving Kai Havertz a 7 years or 6 years contract at Chelsea Football Club. Here he is, it's not performing very well, which you don't even know the right position to play Kai Havertz, either being a number 9, a striker, a midfielder,
Well,
a
apparently he's a
creative
left
player,
wing back now.
a wing back, whichever position you keep him. But
That
the
was
consistency,
Nagelsmann as well.
yeah. So if it's not performing very well, it becomes it becomes a liability to the football club, and then you wouldn't know what to do. But young players have chances to play, have the chance to learn and develop to become what you want them to be. And sending them away from one club to another club, you find the right option for the player, which can help him develop and become a world-class player. We've seen that happen. Kevin De Bruyne moved from Chelsea. Kevin De Bruyne moved from Chelsea to, I think, Werder Bremen in the German league. He got chance. He played. He made mistake. He learned from it.
I think he went to Wolfsburg. Werder Bremen, I think, was Marco Marin.
Yeah, Marco Marin. Yeah.
If I remember rightly, it was Wolfsburg for De Bruyne, and then
when the Bremen and the other team that I just mentioned, they both were green and white, right? Yeah, I think that's where I got mistake. I got confused from there. As I know, Werder Bremen, they were green and white, but
yeah, I think they both wear the same colors. But just quickly, what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
The difference between Chelsea doing it and maybe, say, Man United, say they give someone a 6-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
We've got our wages down. Like, our wages are down. Players aren't on as big a wages anymore. You're not getting as many players on 200 plus K wages or whatever. So even if they are performing badly, it's actually easy to ship them off because of their wages. So teams would be willing to go for their wages. But another thing, right? Because I've mentioned Kendry earlier on, right?
Yeah.
We signed him when he was about 15, 16 for about, I think it was £12 million, if I remember rightly.
12 million.
And he's already made about 5 international appearances for his country since we signed him. And we only signed him in the summer. And he's already made about 5 international appearances for his country. So what do you think's already happened to his value, being 16 years old and already playing for his nation?
The value has gone up to, you're talking about 25.
Easy.
25 to 26 million already.
And he's putting in good performances on the international stage as well. Like, it's not like he's just there making up numbers. He's starting for them, like regularly started for them in these games that he's been called up for.
Because if you look at 18 years old, Gabriel Mascada, Corinthians won 26 million for Mascada.
Mm-hmm.
And Mascada hasn't even, I don't think he's played that much of international game as Kendry Pierce have done. Kendry Pierce have played for his national team. He's got a lot of minutes under his belt for the national team, more alone, also club team. So yeah. So look at the value of Mascada, 26 million. The same thing can be
in
for
euros.
Kendry Pierce already, or even more, coming from South America.
Yeah,
I think it's Colombia, right?
Ecuador, same as
Ecuador.
Caicedo. They play in the midfield together.
In something Dibientes, or I can't remember.
So what it was is, I think he's at the club that Caicedo broke through at. Which, because I'm so tired, I can't remember the name of.
Independiente del Valle. The value or something. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
the
like
ente.
I think it translates to something like independent of the value or something.
Okay.
I think that's the translation from what I looked up, something to that effect. But yeah, I was just quickly getting that in about the value because we're already 25 minutes in and we've touched on essentially one topic.
Okay. So whilst you're getting that done, we can also talk about a little bit of I always forget his name. Guys, if you're watching, if you can help me out. This
Pomodoro.
Gulam Mustafa, big up to Gulam Mustafa. He says big up me and Steven. KDB went to Wolfsburg first. Wolfsburg first. Thank you very much, Gulam, for helping out here. Wolfsburg. I thought it was Werder Bremen. I think the W
Yeah,
over
Marin,
there.
I think, was Werder Bremen.
Werder Bremen was Marco Marin, another player. He
I
has
think he
the
had to retire
stature
early,
of Eden
if I
Hazard.
remember
I thought it
rightly.
was going to be another Eden Hazard,
I
but
think he
no.
retired early, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I didn't hear much about him after he
Yeah,
left Chelsea. We didn't hear
I
much
think he
about.
retired early. I seem to remember him retiring early.
Yeah. You found what you're looking for, or you want me to carry
Oh
on?
no, I was literally was saying that I was just saying the thing about the value because obviously you'd mentioned it and I was like, it's actually a good point to make. Like we're getting them cheap for the most part. Like if we hadn't assigned him and Pies, this is what I'm on about, yeah, and he'd signed for a Bayern, a Real Madrid, or someone like that, and he was making these international appearances,
Yeah.
his value would be easily triple what we paid. It might already be that now because of he's making regular starts for his country.
All right, guys, we've touched bases on the reasons of why Chelsea are pursuing young players. We've given you so much reasons for that. If you have any other reason besides what we talk about here, do me a favor and feel free to drop your reason in the comment section below. And also, I have a poll over there. If you're there and you're watching us live, you can get involved in the poll and vote and see. Get involved in it. Okay. All right. So we'll move on from there to the next topic. We'll move from there to the next topic. The next topic we'll be discussing Chelsea are reportedly among the potential suitors for AC Milan. Wonderkid Francesco Camarda, another young player. Steven, what's your thoughts on it? Every young player has been linked with Chelsea.
Yeah, I said it before we went live. I said it's such an easy connection to make, like Chelsea and young players, because we've signed so many over the last 18 months. So at this point, I'm like, I don't know what's real links and what's not at this point because it's just silly. Like, bro, there'll be someone who plays in, I don't know, there'll be someone who plays in Madagascar will be linked to us next.
Sure. I won't doubt it.
Bro, honestly, or somebody that plays in, I'm trying to think of a nation you wouldn't normally think of. Nepal. There'll be someone who plays in Nepal and it'll be Chelsea linked to 15-year-old Nepalese strikers. Like, okay, here we go. But you get what I mean. Like, it's
I
such
get
an
what you
easy
mean.
link to make because we've signed so many young players, and to put Chelsea's name in it, it's just so easy.
Okay, Steven, we've done 28 minutes of streaming live on Blueclouds Media. Thanks each and every one of you that is joining the show now. Big up to Gulam Mustafa. He's just laughing. Thank you very much, my brother, for joining us here on the show. Guys, stay in there. We'll be right back in a second. Welcome back to Football Minutes Live on Blueclouds Media. It's your host, Anise Zion, and Steven bringing you the show. And wherever you're watching us, the show from, wherever, if it's Africa, Europe, or North America, South America, let us know where you're watching the show from. My name is Nee, and my co-host is Stephen G. Stephen G is here, and we are discussing everything Chelsea. See why Chelsea buying so many players, and Chelsea are reportedly among the potential suitors for AC Milan wonderkid Francesco Camarda. We're discussing what's the link. It's been linked. It's the links are over there. We also talk about David Washington a couple months ago. It has happened. Another new kid on the block is in AC Milan player. Then we did also talk about Federico. I'm sure it's Federico. Gabriel Mascada, yeah. Gabriel Mascada.
Yeah.
We did made a video about him. We talk about him on this platform, but it looks like that deal hasn't been done yet. It looks like PSG are very, very interested in the player. Maybe they might end up paying more. But according to reports, Corinthians needed only 25 million. And Chelsea rumors and disclosed Chelsea made 26 million,
So the
which
person who'd
is very, very
reported
difficult
that
to
was,
believe it.
if I remember rightly, the person who reported it actually has really good links with like the hierarchy at Corinthians. He's like a former player and everything like that. And then the value that he said, like there was literally no reason to doubt it. And it took literally about 24 hours for anybody to come out and say, actually, it doesn't seem like that's the case. It's more like this. So for 24 hours, it looked like it was happening.
All right, so yeah, like we've discussed over here, another player, new kid on the block, but I don't know what Chelsea would do with it. But yeah, we'll keep you guys updated on the players' situation. If you have any other information or other rumor regarding his deal with Chelsea, we'll bring it out here as we stream each and every day. And tomorrow we'll be back with the preview of the weekend game. Chelsea will be traveling to, I think, Chelsea will be playing Brighton, yeah. So we'll be going there. We'll be going there. The Seagulls, they call it the Seagulls, right, Steven? The Seagulls.
Yeah. And apparently Brighton have 11 injuries. Now, where have I seen that story before?
11 injuries.
Apparently.
I know they have injuries. Ansu Fati is gone, which I'm not surprised. Fati.
That might be 11 players missing, injuries and suspensions combined. Fati, Dunk, I think Webster, Lamptey. That's like 3-4 already. So
I know Damben. Is it Damben? No. Louis Dunk will be gone, suspended.
Yeah,
Louis Dunk will be suspended.
Suspended.
But look, and you remember, Steven, you did talk about this game, and I told you, look, it doesn't make a difference to Chelsea. It will make a difference to Man City. It might make a difference to maybe Aston Villa or maybe West Ham United. But this, whatever the number of suspension that they have, doesn't make a single difference to Chelsea Football Club. How many injured players do Newcastle had? And look at how badly we played.
Then at the same time, in hindsight, I should have seen it coming because we just never, ever have good results in the first game after international break.
Well, you could say that. You could say that.
And it's a fact. We haven't won one this year. I don't think we won one last year either. And maybe not even a year before that. So, yeah.
Stephen, any updates on Kvaratskhelia? Yesterday I did talk about him heavily linked with Chelsea.
Kvaratskhelia?
Yeah, Kvaratskhelia.
Not really. Yeah. From the stuff I've been seeing, it's basically almost impossible that both Osimhen and Kvaratskhelia leave. So it's almost, well, not even almost. It will be. I'd say 100% impossible that both leave at the same time. In terms of both leave within the next 6 months, because on Napoli side they'd be stupid to do that. Two very big names, Chelsea linked with both. We know where we stand on Victor Osimhen. Kvaratskhelia, it seems like it's just links at the moment, but again, another very talented player who's young. He's got experience, but he's still young. But yeah, that's sort of the things. Like, it seems more links with him at the moment, and I don't see both of them going. I think that's impossible. I think Osimhen go and Kvaratskhelia stay for at least one more year.
Absolutely. I do agree with Steven because I don't see these two players moving in the same transfer window or even within the same year because Napoli league position in the Italian league is not in the best way. They don't have that consistency they had last season. As after winning the Scudetto, they are a little bit shaky. We saw the performance against Real Madrid yesterday. They got battered at the Madrid ground. So the new coach is also trying to keep things going. Selling these two players at the same window is never going to happen. I doubt even Osimhen will be moving away from Napoli in the January transfer window. So I'm sure probably Chelsea will still wait for Nkunku. Nkunku he's almost ready. I think the club will wait for Nkunku to get ready, and Jackson will be going for a month. So I don't see Ivan Toney coming in. Ivan Toney, to be honest with you, a lot of people want Toney because it's Premier League proven. But to be honest with you, from what the model are going, I know they say the model has changed, but I haven't really read any article that really says that Chelsea are really trying to blend experience and the young. From what I'm hearing, I haven't really read. Stephen, have you read any article coming from any of those big media houses regarding how the model has shifted down a little bit? Chelsea trying to blend young and old.
A few that have said that they're looking at more experience now, and I don't doubt that for a second. I mean, there's no reason to doubt that. Obviously, Ivan Toney's an older player, so you got that for sure. You look at some of the other players we were linked with, more towards the older range. Not old in terms of over 30s old, which I'm not saying is old, but like in terms of football, like your prime is right at the back end of your 20s. So ideally, you want them about 26, 27, that sort of age. And Tony's what, 27, 28, I think.
27, 28.
Yeah. So exactly what I'm saying, like absolutely perfect sort of player to get. And also Premier League experience. He also has the age there. He could be a leader as well. So yeah, there's quite a few things. But honestly, I think I've said it for a little while now. I take either or Osimhen or Ivan Toney. I'm not really fussed. So long as they both come in and show how clinical they can be that we've seen in the past, I'm not going to complain. Obviously, Tony would be cheaper, but I'm not really fussed either way. So long as we get them in there as lethal as they currently are.
All right, Stephen. Thank you very much, Stephen G. Big up to I123. Love you forever. Sent her comments and she said, "Hello, Nizion and Stephen. I hope you both do well. I'm joining late due to work, and low phone battery. Low phone battery, and also Gulam Mustafa, thank you very much for your wonderful comment. This is Chelsea FC. In fact, Raheem Sterling scored or assisted in every Chelsea game happened in November 2023. Yes, right now he's in the I think he's in the list for Premier League award. Let's see. Let's hope that Raheem Sterling clinch that award. Gulam Mustafa again said, "Will Ziyech return to Chelsea next season?" I doubt Ziyech is ever going to return to Chelsea.
There's a clause in there. Anyway, I think there's some sort of clause which means they can get him for, I think it was next to nothing, pretty much.
Okay.
Which, honestly, fine by me. I just want him gone. He can get out of the club. He's one of the players that supposedly caused issues over the last couple of years. And if we keep him, we'll just end up loaning him out and taking up an international loan spot like he has done this year. So, yeah, get him gone and then happy days.
Yeah, watching this game yesterday against Manchester United, it was a very, very stunning performance from Hakim Ziyech. I was waiting for that to happen because this raises so much. I mean, it increases price tag also, and also gives Galatasaray the opportunity for them to make that deal permanent. Right now, he's on loan from Chelsea, and he's one of the players that will be leaving the football club. Lukaku is one of them. Hakim Ziyech is also one of them. I think one more, Steven.
One.
Who's the other one?
Kepa.
Kepa Arrizabalaga is also one of them. So Kepa, Romelu Lukaku, and Hakim Ziyech. These three players definitely we have to let them go, and we have to replace those players. That is why Chelsea are trying to fill this position, which is a world class striker, and also a left world class centre back. Then also a world class goalkeeper.
Well, I hope we don't get another centre back. If we get another centre back,
sorry, a left back. I mean a left back. So
I thought you were saying because there is reports talking about centre backs, and if we do get another centre back, I might actually just absolutely lose my mind.
I mean, the most important place is where I've mentioned centre back. I don't think it's priority. Chelsea have to prioritize a centre back role because
there's a lot of talk
too many
about
players.
Centre backs, is what I'm saying, which is a big problem for me. Get me, as I've said to you, and I think you mentioned it briefly in one of the last streams we did together. A great to elite goalkeeper, great to elite left back, great to elite striker. And then I think we're good.
Steven, I've said it all. Guys, so we got 8 of us watching live on YouTube. It is Football Minutes Live on Blueclouds Media. We're streaming to 3 platforms at the same time: Facebook, YouTube, and X. You might call it Twitter. So yes, drop your like and also get in the comment section below. There is a poll out there in which the poll reads: how confident are you in Chelsea's ability to succeed with current transfer strategy? And I have so many options. There are 3 options. You choose one. I think we've had 3 votes so far. So if you're one of the 7 or 8 people watching us live, get yourself in the poll out there and vote. I think so far the 3 votes are all saying very, very confident. They believe that the transfer strategy is good. It's good. So thank you for each and every one of you that has voted or that have participated in the poll. Thank you very much. We have some few minutes to go. So guys, let us know where you're watching the stream from. It is Football Minutes Live on Blueclouds Media. My name is Nizion and Steven. We've been taking you guys through from minute 1 till now for the 2 minutes in live streaming. So the next topic, we've talked about young players. If you're just joining us, we have talked about a lot of topics here. We did talk about why Chelsea buying so many young players, and we did said a lot about why and the reason why Chelsea are buying young players. I can just give you a summary of what we discussed. One, there is a theory or there is something going on, and we feel that Chelsea might get either Chelsea will be banned from FIFA or maybe the Premier League, and when that happens, either the club will not be allowed to do go in for transfer. Have the transfer banned in about 2 seasons. So if Chelsea are banned for 2 seasons, it means that all these young players that they have there, they can bring them in. They can call them back to help the football team. So they also prioritize making sure that they bring in good, talented young players that will grow up, have the potential to be world class in the future. And also business wise, it's also very, very important for you to for them, Chelsea Football Club, to bring in young players to become better players in the future. Remember, football is not what the kind of football we used to know 20 years ago or 30 years ago. It's now a business. That is why if you look at Manchester United, a British billionaire, which is Sir Jim Ratcliffe, has got involved with 25% stake in the football club. A lot of people said it's not enough. 25 is not big enough. They expect more. But then that's what the Glazers can give out. Glazers are doing a lot of business commercialization. They're making a lot of money from Manchester United. So it's not just the football, but then business wise. The same thing Brighton are doing. Brighton have sold Chelsea lots of players. You're talking about Cucurella for 60 million, Casado for 100 million plus. That's lots of money. And also David Sanchez, I think Sanchez, yeah. Sanchez also coming from Brighton. So yeah, Brighton knows where to get their money if Chelsea are lacking certain positions. They throw the players out there for us to buy. And we've also sold them some players. Chelsea also sold players like Gilmore to Chelsea, and also Tariq Lamptey also to Chelsea. They make some few quid
Brighton.
money from there, and also we loaned them. We loaned Brighton our left back, our left centre back player, which you guys all know him. We sent him there. We made money from it, and then now he's back to the football club. It helps his development. That is also what you have to look into when you send your players out to football club to make sure you get he gets game time. They develop very well. They come back to the football club and help the football club out. So that is what Chelsea are doing. It's not strictly business. So that's the reason why Chelsea are pursuing young players. And also reports that came in today, Chelsea are in for Inter Milan. No, AC Milan wonderkid called Francesco Camarda, another young player who came in on his debut in the Milan derby and scored for Milan. And every young player out there performing and playing well, definitely he will be linked with Chelsea. And as the last but not the least, yesterday I did talk about Frank Leboeuf. Frank Leboeuf said the transition of captainship from Thiago Silva to Reece James, he felt that the club has done a big mistake there. We've talked about this a couple months ago, even way before the season starts. But I don't know Steven's thoughts on that. And also the last one is Real Madrid manager Carlo Ancelotti believes that Victor Osimhen is the right striker or the right choice player for Chelsea Football Club. What's your thoughts? If you're watching, what's your thoughts on that? Drop your comment in the comment section below, or if you have any question regarding the topic that we've outlined or we have talked about, drop it there and I will read them loud for you. You're watching the Football Minutes live on Blueclouds Media. Hang in there and we'll be right back in a second. Welcome back to Football Minutes live on Blueclouds Media. Steven, you had some of the comments and also Frank Leboeuf, comment on the captainship role. Before we get into, do you have any thoughts on that before we go to the Real Madrid, Carlo Ancelotti's, thinking Osimhen will be the right player for Chelsea? Okay. I think Steven got something going on there. So guys, yeah, I've talked about it. I've talked about Carlo Ancelotti. Carlo Ancelotti believe that Victor Osimhen is a player that Chelsea should go in for. I've seen it. I've seen this guy. I've seen him play for Nigeria and a 17 level World Cup, which he won the Gold King for himself. And I believe and I feel like he is the right guy that Chelsea have gone in for. Why do I think so? Because of his age, very young. We have to think about longevity. He can be at the football club for long, but at Chelsea, are Chelsea fans ready to wait for him to adapt? Maybe he might not take that long to adapt. If you guys remember Didier Drogba's first season at the football club, he struggled. He struggled a lot. So I think that Osimhen will be good, but he will be a good player at the bridge, but he's not going to come cheap. Steven, are you there? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Steven? All right, I think we're having the technical connection. So hopefully we can get Steven back in a second before I end the stream. I was discussing that this is the player that I think that the club has to go in for, and I believe that Osimhen, but I'm not so sure if the January transfer window will be the right time for Osimhen to come in. Only if Chelsea can do the magic. Either than that, we'll be sticking with Mr. Jackson, Mr. Michael Jackson. I call him Jackson. Is a good player, but then he's not a finished article yet. He struggles, and I don't think that a number 9 is his preferred choice. Nkunku comes in, can give us more of options in how we score goals, because I saw Nkunku and Mr. Jackson during preseason live, and they are in terms of how they play together. So, guys, this is what we have for you. We've outlined the topics, we've discussed it, we've given us, we've given you guys our opinion on it, and what we feel is going on at Chelsea Football Club. So would I say thank you guys for being here live and joining us here, and each and everyone that joined on the show today. Gulam Mustafa have a comment. He says FIFA set for transfer rule in January. It will affect Chelsea transfer. Yes, Gulam, if I don't think that you were here when we discussed that. The rule is Chelsea, every football club cannot transfer more than 7 players, international players at the same time. Chelsea have got that number. So we have 7 players international. On loan players. So Chelsea have 7 players out, which they're all in Europe. If you can do that in England, but then outside England, there shouldn't be more than 7 by FIFA rule. So Chelsea have that number. Before we can do that, we have to sell some of them out and loan some of these players, or even loan them in the Premier League. So that is the rule. We did talk about that earlier on, but thank you for sharing that with us in the comment section there. So guys, thank you very much. Guys, if you're still watching, we got 7 of us watching live, but we only got 5 likes. If you're watching, you forgot to drop your like there, and I'll sure it'll help me and the channel a lot. Thank you very much, even spending your time on the show and listening to the show. So we'll see you guys again. Like I said, I will see you guys again tomorrow. Little Desperandos, I will say hang on to hope and be careful. Do not worry so much about tomorrow, because tomorrow has taken care of itself. Worry much about today, how you end the day and how you start tomorrow before tomorrow comes. So don't worry so much about the future, because you don't know what is going to happen. Worry so much about your present now, because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Like I always say, Little Desperandos, hang on to hope, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye, all Chelsea fans. Bye-bye, football fans. Bye. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blueclouds TV.